going live now.
Okay.
All right, so we should be live. I'm not sure if people can see in the group, but can you go ahead and introduce yourself and your
Yeah,
role
sure.
in Lomostar?
Yeah, yeah. Hello, everybody. My name is Milan. I'm the community manager of Lomostar. I'm 26-year-old. I have a background in international business management and in marketing. And I joined the Lomostar team about 4 or 5 months ago.
Okay, and how did you get involved with Lomostar?
First, I started investing in Lomostar. This was in probably May. And there was barely any information back then. It was really in the shadows for Westerners, but for some reason I found it. And I have a marketing background, so I was really interested in the idea of location-based marketing. From my education, we talk a lot about innovative models on how to attract consumers and change traditional models like, for example, with advertisements on the internet, on YouTube.
Okay.
It just becomes less effective each day, people downloading ad blockers. So how do you change the way people still, want to get advertised in a sense and, enjoy the process of getting new information from companies? That attracted me. And then, I first started investing, and I joined the Slack channel when there was like 100 people. There was no Telegram back then.
Okay.
And then, step by step, I got more involved, and there was a position open, and things went on from there.
Could you explain what location-based marketing is and how Lomostar is utilizing that?
Yeah, sure. So location-based marketing is basically when you're on a certain location in the world, it doesn't matter where, that companies can take advantage of that and advertise their product or services to you. So, for example, you are walking in Chicago, in downtown Chicago, and you look at the map. In this case, the Lomostar virtual map on your phone, and then you see a red envelope, and you click on this red envelope, and this way you can gather some cryptocurrencies. For example, you can gather 0.01 Litecoin, and while you open your red envelope, you also get a certain coupon, for example, from a restaurant. So It says you can get 20% discount for their food.
Okay.
And let's say you're hungry at that moment, or you find it exciting, this advertisement interesting. Then you're there anyway, right? The restaurant put this advertisement right in front of their store. So you're not at home. You're not reading this online. You're there at that specific moment in time. And you can make use of this coupon. It can also be that the coupon is only valid for like 20 minutes or something. You can still play, in a sense, with the advertisement. So just a new way of attracting users and finding new, creative solutions for the old ways of doing marketing.
All right. So how is the blockchain powerful for the use of this location-based marketing?
Yeah. So, traditionally when people think about location-based marketing, and they think about Pokemon Go, right?
Correct.
That got really hyped, and you can collect these Pokemons. But where the blockchain comes in is that you basically add a currency to it. You can let people collect money in a sense, and they get paid basically to open an advertisement, and they can send also money to each other directly. For example, inside our app, you can now, if you have like, let's say you and me are in a private chat inside our app.
Yeah.
I can send you Bitcoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Lomocoin straight away from my place to your place, free of charge. So you don't have to pay money for me to send cryptocurrencies to you.
Okay.
And I think this is really interesting because basically, we both use Telegram.
Yeah.
So imagine just Telegram having this function. We can just send money to your friends or to different groups, or you can donate money to people. So this just becomes a new way of interacting with one another through cryptocurrencies and the blockchain, which was not available before.
Yeah, that's what I like about the app. I've been using it. It's been a lot of fun. But I know, behind the scenes at Lomostar, they're working on a lot of other things, such as X-Star, and they have the F5 labs. Could you get into that as well?
Yeah, sure. The whole idea is to build sort of an ecosystem, So X-Star is basically the new exchange that some of our founders are building up. It's going to be launched very soon. They just did a beta. And there you can buy Lomo coin and also other coins. And it is just because our owners are really, intrigued by blockchain technology. They think this will be the future, right?
Yeah, it is the future.
We're going to create our own exchange and try to make use of that and make it also multi-languages. So not only English, but we're also going to try to, do it like, for example, in Spanish, in Russian, and in all the languages all over the world to, let people get more familiar with cryptocurrencies and investing in cryptocurrencies. And F5 Lab is sort of an alliance between our company and other companies.
Okay.
In the Chinese blockchain industry. So they're mainly focused on research and development and building relationships with universities and businesses. I think right now they already have relationships with about 100 small to medium-sized businesses in China. So it's more also about educating the mainstream. The mainstream population to get more familiar with blockchain technology, to educate them, let them understand how they can, deal with it and work with it in the future.
Very cool, very cool. So recently, CFund launched an airdrop on the Lomostar app. Can you explain that, and would there be any more collaborations such as this in the future?
Yeah. So the idea behind these airdrops of companies is that we are trying to develop kind of a unique niche inside the crypto market. So basically, the idea is that every company that's doing an ICO, or before they even do their ICO, can get on our app and can maybe distribute about 5% of their total tokens and airdrop them in the world view, or just everywhere around the world at the Eiffel Tower or somewhere in Las Vegas, to attract more users and to get more users involved. And it's interesting in two ways, because once it's just a new way of offering people your tokens and get them excited about it, and you can create some good marketing events around it. And also is that for the company itself, CFund in this case, is that they basically can get a lot of new crypto users in one place and get data out of these users, right? They can know who their target group is. They basically, right now we have about, I'm not sure, but more than 2,000 people are in the CFund group. And they're building a relationship with their new audience. They're updating what they're doing, and all new events can now be updated inside their own group in the app. Okay. So you can imagine that after a while, our user base is going to grow. we'll have a lot of more ICO companies lined up to do these airdrops. So all these companies can benefit a lot by getting more users and informing them about their products and services, and the users themselves, getting new coins, getting more interested in new companies and what they do. So I think it's a win-win for both sides.
Oh yeah, very true. And to build up on this question, like I live in Hollywood and I work, as the editor and director here, and I work with a lot of artists, a lot of different companies. How can, let's say, musicians or stores use Lomo app to promote their products?
Yeah. So for musicians is interesting. I think you have kind of a social component to the app. You can follow each other, for example, and similar to Instagram. And you can imagine that, let's say, one of these musicians downloads the app, creates an official account for himself, and builds up an audience inside the app. Then also you can offer, for example, let's say everybody wants my new album. Send me, half a Litecoin in private message, and I'll give you a link with a unique code, for example. So it also becomes a business model in itself to develop, to expand your work.
So basically, you can create your own store on Lomostar, and if people send you, like you said, half a Litecoin or whatever price it is, you can then send them a link to the album. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly, and people can donate you money. You can hopefully in the future, because we're always gonna optimize the app, add new functions. Right? This is gonna be in 1 year, 2 years. It's gonna be nothing how it is right now. We're just going to keep improving, and add more functions. You can even perhaps live stream yourself inside the app.
Okay.
And people can donate stuff. You can even give a concert, so to say. So people can, you can even create your own jobs, so to say. This is basically the whole idea behind the social ecology or the social economy what we're trying to create, And for example, if you're a tour guide somewhere in Hawaii, create a Hawaii group. Everybody that's in Hawaii can go to this group, and you can say, well, I can tour you around. I can put red envelopes on the tour places. I can build a relationship with restaurants on these places, and then they can offer you discount. And while you're there, you can collect cryptocurrencies and go to the best, sightseeing views inside Hawaii. So. The tour guide's going to create money. It's like a job for him. People go to Hawaii and they can donate, give him cryptocurrencies. They themselves, go to having a new experience of, going through Hawaii, even collecting red envelopes. And, it's like, again, creating a sort of a win-win situation for both parties.
Oh, wow. So, it seems like you guys are really planning to disrupt the whole marketing industry. And how do you plan to penetrate that market? How do you plan to reach out to these companies, for them to utilize your product?
Yeah. So right now, a lot of blockchain companies have good ideas, right? Where everybody has a good white paper.
Exactly. But you have a product. You guys have a product.
Exactly. And the thing is right now is that I think zero companies actually are getting close to mainstream adoption, right? If you go to a friend, nobody's going to say, well, I'm using blockchain technology in my daily life, and everybody wants that. And I think it's going to be the future eventually in a few years. But we're really aiming to getting to the next step of just let people that barely even know about cryptocurrencies, blockchain technology, to adopt our product. Just even to chat with one another or just try it out. And so really working on step by step expanding our user base and I founded like an open source community initiative. It's called
Okay.
Sirius. And here we also try, all users all over the world are trying to help out to, spread this idea of what Lomostar wants to achieve. So we're going to create like a business
Mm-hmm.
plan, a step-by-step business plan for businesses, so they can just open a document
Yeah.
and read from A to Z. Okay, what do I have to do? What is it all about? What is location-based marketing?
Exactly.
What's my benefit? And maybe we can even give them like a 50 free Lomo coins where they can test it out,
Mm-hmm.
and they can even try it, And then this way, we just want to let like everybody in the world experience blockchain technology and work with.
Yeah. Sorry, there we had lost you for a second.
Yeah, I just saw it. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm very excited with where the blockchain industry is headed. I'm trying to push the adoption. Especially with companies that have working products. Because too many people are focusing on like Bitcoin, and it's a payment service. That's all you have, but you can do so much more on the blockchain. And I'm trying to bring these kind of companies to light and let people know, like, hey, it's so much more than just Bitcoin. It's so much more than a payment service. That's why I created this group as well, to educate people so that they're not just looking to come get rich quick on Bitcoin. That's a whole different story. That companies like Lomostar, that have great app. I've like I said, I've been using it. It's been fun. I've been sharing it with my friends, and I think it's great case use of the blockchain. An actual working product. Could you tell us a bit about Lomostar's CEO and like how he built, I think, the first BTC LTC dual miner up until now? I think the group would be interested to learn about the CEO.
Yeah, yeah, CEO's name is Xiang Lian or Fai Xiong. So my Chinese is really bad. I hope you guys understood that. And yeah, he's been in the industry since I think 2013 or 14, and he worked with Li Xiaolai and the CEO of Gridseed. Li Xiaolai is I don't know if you know, but in Chinese, probably the most famous Bitcoin investor, and they started a company back in the days. It's called Sfards.com. That's SFARDS.com, and they developed different chips for Litecoin and Bitcoin. These miners, and I think they sold about 100,000 of these things
Wow.
back in the days. And this is when nobody talked about blockchain technology, right?
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There nobody knew about it, and I think he also started other companies like Weebox and DigiNforce, I think. Yeah, this is like they focus on management software for Litecoin and
Hmm.
things like that. And he's also an angel investor in Qtum, and he advised them for their ICOs. He's friends with the CEO of Neo, Dong Fei, and with Metaverse CEO Eric Gu. And also, might be interesting, so our ICO back in the day in China was the biggest ICO that collected the most amount of money, and this was after Anshares Neo also. And now everybody's doing an ICO, but
Yeah.
back then nobody did an ICO.
Very true. So is there going to be any collaboration with the Neo team? Do you foresee anything between Lomostar and Neo, if you're allowed to say?
Perhaps, but I think more with Qtum because they're more close. I think because even CFUN is a Qtum product, and I know Fai Xiong is really good friends with Dong Fei, so this is obviously possible, and they always talk to each other, and everybody knows each other there, in the Chinese blockchain industry. So it's definitely possible. Even Binance, they're very close, I think.
So since you mentioned Binance, right now it looks like Lomostar is only available on Bittrex, but is
Yeah.
it going to expand to other exchanges as well? Is there any plans for that?
Yeah, they're talking right now with different exchanges like Binance or KuCoin, and we're also launching our own exchange. So they're definitely aware that they're eventually obviously going to expand into more exchanges. But right now, our company is mainly focused on just developing good tech. Getting it ready, and then start to accelerate and grow and expand towards new exchanges.
Oh, that's exciting. I don't know if there's anything else you'd want to add. Like what are the plans for Lomostar?
Yeah, in the future, we're like I said, we're just gonna keep improving the app, adding new functions, and you can join our community if have an interesting business model or idea. Just share it, and I'll share it with the team, and we're gonna brainstorm. And we're gonna also eventually implement Internet of Things functionalities where it might seem abstract, but I
Mm-hmm.
can give you an example. Is that when you're walking around in town and um, you will get a certain kind of like a vibration or sensor or sound when you pass a certain store or an environment. For example, food store, right? And
Yeah.
you put in your phone settings that you want to buy avocados for this amount of price. So this eventually you'll be able to get a sensor and it says yes, avocados are this amount of price. You can go to the store and buy
Oh
them
wow.
there.
Wow.
So you basically become connected to your environment, and all this data information is going to interact with one another. And I think this is basically according to me, the vision of the social economy or the
Mm-hmm.
ecology is that eventually mimics a sort of organism, right? You have all these mobile phones that interact with one another, sharing data and learning from each other to see what users want, where they're going on the world, and how they react. So yeah, I think that's interesting. And besides that, um, we're also trying to innovate how you're going to invest in certain things. It's also written in a white paper, but might be a little bit abstract. But it's called MIDI asset-backed securities. So basically, a vending machine is used as an example. That let's say somewhere in Las Vegas, there's a company selling vending machines, and they're
Mm-hmm.
putting on certain locations. Now they can create a basic smart contract, and everybody around the world can invest in that vending machine, and you can distribute the income
Oh wow.
and the sharing rights, and it becomes much more easier to help entrepreneurs start businesses, right? And you can see where he's placing it, and you can use the Lomostar app. You go to Las Vegas and see your own vending machine, and you can get data out of it, how it's going, how many people used it, etc. So it's also just connecting the real world and the digital world all the time, and finding new ways of helping businesses and users to connect with each other.
Oh wow. That sounds very interesting, and it looks like Lomostar, really has big plans. It sounds like also a great roadmap from what you're explaining right now. Um, so another question I have before wrapping up, like, do you guys have any internships or anything available like that for people who might be interested in programming or
Yeah,
working behind the scenes for Lomostar?
yeah, if you're good at programming, for example, we're searching for someone that can create a new blockchain explorer. If you're interested in that, we can even pay you some Lomo coins. Please contact me because we definitely want more programmers and people that are passionate about blockchain technology. And you can also join Sirius. It's like I said, an open source community thing that I created, where everybody around the world can think about new ways sharing the story of Lomostar. For example, you can translate the white paper, or you can create your own marketing event inside your city or country, and we try to support it with the Lomostar team in China, and perhaps we can find new ways of getting blockchain technology more available to everybody. So you just contact me. I'll be available in the group. I also have to say that I really like this group because it's just different than other groups. Right? Everybody just talks about money all the time, and show which one is the best. But I think we're living in a time where this new technology is going to revolutionize the world. Right? It's amazing to be part of this, and I think it's really good that what you're all doing, just educating each other, sharing information, and I will always just hang out in the group. And I hope in the future, maybe our CEO can do an AMA here. I know he's just going to do an AMA on Reddit soon. I'm trying to arrange that, so you can also check that out. But I think it's really good what you guys are doing, and I really support it.
Awesome. I appreciate your kind words, and that's been my goal. And I hope everybody's heard that in the group, that we're not just a group about money. We're a group about educating each other and thinking about the future and adopting blockchain. And just to say thank you for taking your time. I plan to change the cover photo to be something related to Lomostar for the next week. So as soon as we're done, I'm gonna find something to do with Lomostar and change that to our cover photo as a huge thank you for you taking your time out to do this. You're in Amsterdam, Friday night, but you've taken time to come chat to the group, and I appreciate that, and I'm sure they do. And if there's anything else you'd want to say before I end this stream, feel free to say anything.
Yeah. Well, thank you, man. And anytime if you guys have questions or you want to know more about Lomostar or about certain developments, just contact me, and you can join our Telegram. And just hit me up, and I'm always available to discuss things and share ideas.
Awesome.
So, thanks.
Awesome. Thank you. And wait, you said you're looking for a blockchain explorer program developer. What was it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, ours is a little bit old, and if somebody's good at that or knows somebody, just contact me, please, and I'll try and arrange something.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Milan. Enjoy your Friday night. Enjoy your Christmas holiday. Everyone else in the group listening, enjoy, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and we'll talk soon.
Yeah, thanks, man. Same to you. Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.